Welcome in to the Al Smith Alfa Insurance High School Football Scoreboard Show. Get ready for all the scores and recaps from tonight's games. Let's throw it over to the boys from Northwest Georgia Football, Lawrence Morgan and Benton Burge.
Hey, welcome in. Week 5, Al Smith Alfa Insurance High School Football Scoreboard. We'll get you caught up on some of the scores from tonight, get ourselves caught up. A few of them I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, halfway through the year already. Are you kidding me?
Halfway, man. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Eric, what's going on, man? I haven't looked yet, but did you hit any of your upset of the week picks last night?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll go through here. We'll go ahead, give some scores out to begin with, then we'll talk about the games we was at and what we saw, and go from there.
Carrollton over Gainesville, 43-21. Still waiting on a final score from Northwest Whitfield, Southeast Whitfield. The last score I saw, I think, was 24-13. That was the second half score.
Remember, guys, if you want to help us out, if you go to a game, a lot of the Paulding County schools, anything that's kind of far away, we normally don't get scores for. You want to put the scores on there, just on Twitter or Facebook at Northwest Georgia Football. We'll make sure that we talk about you. It's kind of hard. Who won? We kind of hard to talk.
Yeah, Cambridge, man. Here's a surprising score. Put a lot of points on Calhoun tonight, 52-42 at Calhoun. Gilmer pulled the upset. I think Eric called this one last night. Gilmer 28-14 over Westminster. Lafayette, the game I was at tonight, upset Trine 32-14. I got home in time to see the highlights of this one late, man. Heard County pulled it off 29-28 over Bowden. Mount Zion, another shutout, 47-0 over Baconton. Raven beats Bremen 14-3. And Whitefield Academy 56, Darlington 28. Paulding County gets a win 28-19 over South Cobb. North Paulding, man, in a shootout 59-43 over Cherokee. Rome 31-14 over East Paulding. Villarica gets the win 27-6 over Alexander. Still looking for a Lithia Springs South Paulding score if anybody has it. Cartersville 45-14 over Dalton. Alatoona 27 over Cedartown. Cass hangs on at Hiram 28-21. Man, from what I saw on the phone there, this game was a shootout. GAC 37-35 over Lumpkin. Pickens, a big win to stay undefeated, 34-7 over White County. Murray County, North Murray gets a shutout, 49-0 over Murray. Rockmart goes up to Union, takes care of business, 35-0. Sonoraville remains unbeaten there in Region 7 2A, 35-14 win over Cahulla Creek. I saw the end of this game, man. This was an exciting one. Ringgold 34-27 over North Cobb Christian. And Gordon Central 21-14 over Chattooga. And the Gordon Lee Armature game postponed to October 10th. Fannin 35-15 over Coosa. And Christian Heritage with a big win up at Dade, 35-3.
Yeah, color me surprised by that last one there. Obviously, Christian Heritage has got it on a roll. I seen something, seemed like about 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and I was pretty sure it was a one-score game. And next thing you know, the next score that I saw was the final, and I was big eye there for a second. I was surprised by that. But hey, when you got talent, you got good coaching. With Martin up there, he's done it for a long time. He knows how to get it done. His team is obviously getting better. And could they win the region? Could they be the front runner?
I think it's I think it's a possibility. At this point.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's games coming up.
Hey, we'll switch up here right quick, and we'll talk a little South Georgia football. Thomas County Central fella here, man. I saw they were up on Bainbridge, 42-0 at halftime, and they ended up winning 49-0. The question I have for you, Jacob, what about Lee County, man? I saw they got hammered by Colquitt tonight. I think it was 22-0 after the first quarter. I think the final was like 49-14. Yeah, I watched into that Ringgold North Cobb Christian game. 27-27 with about 30 seconds to go, and I thought, man, they're gonna head into another overtime. They played 7 overtimes last year. I was like, man, this ain't looking good. But they scored. Ringgold scored to go up 33-27, man. But North Cobb made it close. They drove the ball about 60 yards in 30 seconds.
Jeez. Let's see. We mentioned earlier you were at the Trine and Lafayette game.
Yeah, Trine Lafayette. Man, I was impressed with Lafayette. You see the score and you think, well, maybe try and turn the ball over a lot. But, I mean, Lafayette's a physical team. They pretty much just line the fullback out behind the quarterback and just run the ball straight up the middle. They did cause a couple of turnovers that proved big. But, yeah, I like Lafayette, man. I think they're going to be dangerous in that 7-3A. They have a Daresville coming to town next week, and that's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about what I've seen from both teams, I mean, it could go either way, I think.
Yeah, the thing I was impressed with Lafayette, too, when I got to looking at the roster, man, they're young. A lot of sophomores on that team.
Yeah, definitely got them going in the right direction.
And they got maybe the best name at fullback, Tuscan Walden. He's like 5'9", 190, man, but the kid is tough.
Got the big pads, and still got the neck roll or whatever.
Yep. Tuscan Walden.
I like that. I was down at Chattooga for a good bit of that game. Tell of two halves, really. First half, Chattooga was held. Gordon Central went down the field, scored. Chattooga put a good drive together, and they were in the red zone and threw a pick 6, made it 14-0. And then a couple of other good drives together in the first half, just couldn't get anything going. Another long run went inside 2 minutes before the half, made it 21-0 Gordon Central. Got a stop out of the gate in the second half. Put a drive together, punched in the end zone, made it 21-7. I kind of went back and forth a little bit, and again with a minute and a half left in the fourth. Went for the onside kick and did not get it. And Gordon Central, air out of the ball there and won 21-14. Heck of a game. Really, I saw a good bit of improvement offensively for Chattooga, and defensively, if you could slow down or eliminate the big plays, I think that's a wonderful game. Next week, you would imagine that our Murchie is going to be a barn burner. Wow, 32-21. Was that South Paulding over Lithia Springs?
Yeah, South Paulding over Lithia Springs, 32-21. I guess the only other game we're looking for is Northwest Whitfield and Southeast Whitfield.
And I am shocked that we don't have that.
I'm sure a lot of these high school football fans out here, man. I saw the end of that Bowden Hurd County game, man. That was incredible. I know Ethan Tisdale, the quarterback at Hurd, he's gotten a lot of publicity already, man. But after tonight, he's going to be a statewide name. I mean, the kid's incredible.
So how did it go? I did not see the end of it, so you'll have to color me in on what happened.
I know Bowden was up 28-17 there in the fourth quarter, and they came back. Tisdale had a couple of rushing touchdowns to give them the lead. But I thought the play of the game for him was the play that sealed the game was they were up 29-28. They had the ball. He had a chance to go in the end zone to score, but he fell down at the 1 yard line. That way they could take a knee on the next play and run the clock. Because if you score, they're going to get bouncing the ball back.
Yeah.
So, heck of a win, man. I know Charles is going crazy down there.
Yeah, I bet so. I mean, like I said, a heck of a win for his boys down there, and I kind of talked to you about that. I thought that this might be a possibility here. I'm not going to say that I picked it because I did not, but I thought that there might have been a shot that they could pull it out of here. Northwest 59-7 over Southeast. Man, okay.
Yeah, that sounds more like it. Like I said, I was kind of suspect of the score I saw, 24-13 late in the game, man.
59 to what?
59-7.
Southeast coming off that big win last week, and Northwest like a ton of bricks this week. Added to the yield scorebook.
Yeah, I guess now with a couple of weeks under our belt, we can talk region standings and whatnot, man. 7-2A, you got Rockmart and Sonoraville sitting up top at 2-0. Ringgold, Union County at 1-1. North Cobb Christian at 0-2 now after the loss to Sonoraville and Ringgold.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see how all these regions turned out because it's going to be up and down. Really, it's going to be very. I'm excited to see how next week's games because I don't know if everybody's in region, but I know a good bit of our area will be in.
Yeah, I think everybody is except for the Trine, Boughton, Mount Zion.
Yeah,
I think they still have another week to go because they only have like 5 teams in that region.
Yeah.
Eric, I was surprised by that one too. It was 7-7 in the third quarter. Cass coming off that big upset win last week at North Cobb, and Hiram stayed with them. That's going to be a race too in that division. I thought Cass was a clear cut 2 team in that 7-4A. Is that what they're in?
Yeah, 7-4A.
Yeah, I thought Cass was clear cut number 2, but I don't know now. It's going to be a battle. Yeah,
here is some footage interview after the game, after the Bowden and Heard County game, 29-28. Heard County. This is from our guys down at Graddick Sports. This is Coach Lassiter after the game. I'll pop it up here and we'll take a listen.
Britt Martin with Graddick Sports. Got Coach Shane Lassiter here after an absolutely phenomenal comeback win over the Bowden Red Devils. Coach, give us just your overall thoughts. What went into that second half comeback?
The biggest thing was us being consistent. We talked a lot about being consistent and, and just continuing to do the little bitty things right. And that we were going to have some big pops, and all we wanted to do was try to get the game to the very end of the fourth quarter within striking distance. And we said we were just going to make one big play at the end. I felt like our guys were in excellent shape. And it was a high-level game, and at the end we had a little bit more juice than they did, And Caden, got hurt, towards the back end. That changed them a little bit, but our guys were able to capitalize it. I'm so proud of them and our coaching staff.
That's right. Talk about just the strain, the grit, the tenacity of your squad, man. Just to keep coming back to the well and keep making one more play late in the ball game.
Yeah, we got a lot of winner in us. We got a lot of winner kids. We got a lot of guys that are just what we call them program kids that just grow up wanting to be a Heard County Brave, and they work their tails off to be able to be where we're at. We talked a lot about closing the gap to a championship type football team, and they've had that bigger gap on us for a while, and we just wanted to try to work all summer to close that gap right there. And I'm just super proud of them for continuing to do that.
lots of momentum in the running game late. But talk about your leader. Talk about Tisdale and kind of his leadership tonight, especially late.
Yeah, he was awesome. That's what I just told somebody else. It's not going to light up a recruiting board tonight, but we asked him to do certain things to be a winner, hold on to the football, and control everybody's emotion and make great decisions. And he did that all night long. He made some awesome winner runs at the end, very physical. I could not be more proud of him. He's somebody that we're super glad is on our team, and any college would be lucky to have him.
We agree. Congrats on the big win, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks to Great Sports for that, man. That's awesome. I know those guys are excited.
Yeah. I was going to say Gredic Sports, give them another credit there because they stuck around, talked to the coach after the game there. He seems excited. Seems like a fairly young gentleman there. I've never met Coach Shane Laster, but he cannot be. He's got to be. I know he ain't out of his 40s. He's got to be 40 years. So he's a young fella to be head coach, and I think Hurd County is going to make a run. I like to see. Playoffs are going to be so much fun for a lot of teams that can make a run. When you look down that list of schools, Carrollton obviously. You got like Rockmart that can make a run. Zion team has been playing here. Home, North Alden's been scoring a bunch of points. Cartersville. Going on down the list, those teams in that one region, North Murray, Ringo, Sonoraville, that Central team, which is now. I mean, there's a bunch of teams. Christian Heritage. I think it sticks in the playoff. Get a win too, but there's a lot of teams that are going to be exciting to watch when we get on down the region play and then into the playoff.
Yeah, Rome, man. The Wolves.
Yeah, Rome Wolves.
I mean, they started out tonight. They jumped out to 21-0 lead on East Paulding, and then ended up winning 21-14 in the second half. I still think they're a team of two halves right now. They haven't put 4 quarters together yet, but when they do, man,
yeah, they put together on the right day. Look out, because it could be a big score now.
Yeah, I've been talking about this all year, man, but it starts next Friday night. 6A region play, man. That's going to be incredible. Man, Hurd County, Temple, Bremen. You got all kind of teams that go in down. Haralson County playing well. Pepperell had a bye week this week. Darlington kind of took it on the chin tonight, man. That was my upset pick of the week, and I knew at halftime it wasn't looking too good.
Yeah, you mentioned that region. I'll scroll down through here and see the first matchups. Excuse me for being in the wrong classification. It'll be nice when we just can say single A, double A, triple A. We don't have to worry about is it D1, is it D2, is it private, whatever. Let's see here. I got to go back to next week.
Yeah, I saw this tonight too, Eric. I was kind of surprised by this score. Dalton was actually winning that game 7-0 after the first quarter. I figured they must have controlled the ball the whole first quarter.
Yeah, that's kind of what he said. Is a ball control game. Yeah. Looking at next week, it's very interesting. Right off the rip, Bremen at Model. Interesting game. I think that could be really, really tight. Here's one in a different region, but Christian Heritage on the road at Gordon Lee next week. That could be a very telling game. Haralson County at Darlington next week. Could be very interesting. I think Harrison got a shot at that one. I wouldn't give him a shot before the season, but give him a fair shot.
Yeah.
Dade will be at Fannin. That should be very interesting. Could be tough. Here is, I'm not going to say the most important game in that 1A in this region, but Gordon Central at Coosa. With Gordon Central winning tonight and Coosa's lost, Coosa needs this game. And Gordon Central needs it, and they could go 5-0 if they could get a win next week. Be huge for the points, sneaking in the playoffs. going on down the list. Stu will be at our merchie next week. We talked about. Pepperell will have the Temple Tigers. Yeah, Temple. So that will be a pretty interesting matchup next week.
Yeah, I'll tell you a score from 7A that caught my eye tonight. You know, we kind of said it last night on the show. You know, we knew Coach Cheatham had a week off to prepare. I saw that Fannin score was 35-0 at halftime. And I thought, man, the Fannin Rebels are back, huh?
Well, I'm not going to say that I didn't. I mean, I just don't. I'm not sure. Fannon's obviously going in the right direction. They're going to keep getting better. But I think they played some pretty good teams, and that's why you've seen the results that you have. And that just, like we said before, iron sharpens iron. So the tougher teams you play, the more you learn about yourself early in the year, the less you got to learn about yourself later. They know a lot. They know what their strengths and weaknesses. I'm sure they've been working hard to get better, and the results, proofs in the pudding. Yep.
You wanna hit the scores one more time for everybody?
Yeah, we'll hit them one more time here. Carrollton with a big win tonight at Gainesville, probably the biggest as far as stars on the ground. 43-21 over Gainesville. Northwest with an offensive explosion, 59-7 over Southeast. Cambridge with a 52-42 upset of the Calhoun Yellow Jackets at the Reeve. I heard there was an outstanding performance by that Cambridge wide receiver. I don't remember his name right now, but we'll look him up for next week. But big time game. Gilmer 28-14 over Westminster. Lafayette goes to Tryon and gets an upset win, 32-14. Heard County at home versus Bowden gets a 29-28 win there late in the game. Mount Zion keeps rolling, 47-0 over Baconton. Raven County goes to Bremen, gets a 14-3 win. Man, that had to be a heck of a defensive game if you're holding Bremen and that quarterback, wide receiver, and that young running back they got 3 points. That's pretty darn good. There's no telling where that 3 came from because that kicker probably hit 60. He's got a boot and a half. Whitefield Academy 56, Darlington 28. Paulding County defeats South Cobb 28-19. North Paulding 59, Cherokee 43. Rome takes care of East Paulding 31-14. Villarica defeats Alexander 27-6. South Paulding 32-21 over Lithia Springs. Cartersville 45-14 over Dalton. Altoona beats Cedartown 20-7. Cass holds on at Hiram 28-21. In a barn burner, GAC defeats Lumpkin County 37-35. Pickens stays undefeated with a win at White County 30-7. North Murray defeats Murray County 49-0. Rockmart goes up to Union County and gets a 35-0 win over Union. Orville beats Cahola Creek at the Furnace 35-14. Ringo stays off a last drive comeback from North Cobb Christian to defeat them 34-27. Gordon Central holds on took a 21-14. Gordon Lee and our Murchie was postponed till you said October 10th.
Yep, October 10th.
The postponement was because of a horrific accident. It was an our Murchie individual from the school was involved. A terrible situation. All the thoughts and prayers go out to our Murchie and the Blue Indians. Terrible. Fannin County defeats Coosa 35-15. And maybe one of the most surprising scores of the night to me. Christian Heritage goes to Magic Morgan and beats Dade County 35-3. Christian Heritage showing me something there, and we talked about it. coming up to Christian Heritage. They really do. I think they're right in the running right now. You would give probably Gordon Lee maybe a slight edge, but if they can put 35 up, I say they can beat any team this year. Christian Heritage here.
That's gonna be a huge game next Friday night in Chickamauga, huh?
Absolutely, that's probably going to be the game of the week for sure. Especially in that particular region, I think that's going to be really good. All righty.
All right, man. We'll stay on a couple more minutes. Anybody has any questions, comments, concerns? Want to give a shout out to anybody, man? You can join us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Switch, Dick, wherever you find us.
We're on about everything. We're on about everything. Share your highlights with us. Lawrence is a retweeting and a posting machine, son. If you're going to find a post from Lawrence from tonight, by tomorrow afternoon, it's going to take you an hour to scroll down his feed. So he's putting them out there, son. I'm telling you. And I would be remiss if I didn't, give out thanks to our guy Al Smith over at Alfa Insurance. He is our sole sponsor. He sponsors the entire show. He's helping out with everything that we do, all these graphics and stuff. Al has been a great guy. He's been with us for what, third or fourth year now.
Yep.
And we appreciate his help. And also, we've got a new thing set up. I'll flash it across. You get one of these fancy hats like I wear around. And Lawrence don't even have one of these yet. So, I mean, you're talking about fresh, brand new.
Fresh.
Brand new shirts. Also, we're going to have some coffee mugs. We know it's going to get cold soon. We're going to have sweaters, pullovers, jackets, all kind of things on the website. You can go to northwestgeorgiafootball.com. You can take your little fancy phone and scan this QR code. It'll take you there as well. And, all the proceeds will go toward the show and toward our Northwest Georgia Football Player of the Year trophies, which hopefully will be way upscale this year. Looking for, not that the trophy's been bad. It's just it's going to be one to remember going forward. I hope. I appreciate everybody with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like you were saying when we first came on, man. I can't believe we're halfway through the year. About 4 or 5 weeks from now, we'll be voting for that thing, Player of the Year.
Yeah. And, no offense to any underclassmen that are doing great, because there's a ton. But since the beginning, since the boss man said, it is only for seniors. So we will give it to the most rewarding senior of the 55 schools that we cover.
Yep, 55 schools.
55 schools, and if you don't know who those schools are, there you go. We got a list of them right there. If you're an avid Northwest Georgia football fan, you should know what every one of those logos means. Oh man.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but before we go, man, a shout out to the Lafayette Ramblers, man, the upset team of the night.
Gotcha.
10.5-point underdogs. I think I heard Paul Cavan say on his broadcast that Lafayette has not beat Trine in 11 or 12 years.
Well, I mean, give a shout out to the Gordon Central Warriors. Won a 14 win at Summerville. That was the first ever win of Gordon Central over Chattooga. They were 11-0. They were 0-11 coming in, and now they leave 1-1. So that streak is broken. I'm not sure when they started playing football, but I'm pretty sure it was the early 90s.
Had to be in the 80s. Had to be in the 80s. Late 80s. Okay.
I wasn't sure. I think it was the 90s before they started playing Chattooga, but yeah.
They were a big rival of our Armurchie in '87. I think they were just getting started. Yeah.
So this guy, he lived it.
Lived it. Saw it brand new. Straight from scratch.
Let's see here. Well, if I can find it.
Yeah, Chris, we appreciate it, man, and I appreciate all your updates on Cedartown. Tough one tonight down there, Allatoona, man. It's going to be a battle for Cedartown to get in the playoffs, but I think they're turning the corner.
I got records back to 85. 85 is when the records start at Gordon Central. And the first game against Chattooga was
I'll tell you how you know you're getting old, man. When 85 doesn't sound like that long ago, but then you start doing the math and you're like, damn, that's 39 years ago. You know?
Yeah. The first game against Chattooga was a Chad Fisher coach team. It was a 28-21 win in 2008. Chattooga had been 11-0 since then until now.
Yeah. History, man. History made up in the Chattooga County tonight.
Well, like you said, it's been 11 straight
11 years.
11 years since Lafayette. I wonder how long it's been since Burton has beat Bowden. Maybe not that long, but I don't know. I just wondered.
I'll tell you the thing. I tell you the thing that was pretty good to see tonight too is all the Lafayette fans there and trying. I mean, it's good to see Lafayette football having some success, man, because they've been down for quite a while.
That was one of the things that I saw or that I heard Paul Cavan and the boys on the Triumph broadcast talking about, saying that he doesn't know if he had seen visiting bleachers like that at Triumph before. Partly because Triumph would play those Atlanta schools and they would bring 35 people up. But now, that's probably of course, the most I've ever seen it Trine is when Trine and Chattooga played that first scrimmage. I think, there's probably 25,000 in Chattooga County or something like that. And I bet 5,000 of them was in that stadium. Probably could have robbed every bank and made it out of town before anybody knew it because all the cops was down there that first year. But anyway, that was a very interesting occurrence. And regardless of what you want to say, games, whatnot, Trine pretty much dominated all that. So that's coming from a red Indian. Well, look at here. Oh, we got some words from the man himself, Chris Mathis.
Oh, look at Chris.
Man. Yeah, man. We're proud for you, man. Every time I see you on an interview or something, when I see you talking to Tom Brady that time, I'm like, I know that guy. And he's doing excellent down there in Tampa. And man, y'all got to do something with Young Way Koo, man. Y'all got to do something. Atlanta had a shot. Chris McKelvey. Thank you, man. I'll see us some more. All right. Do you want to run back through it again? I'll tell you what. I'll post them on the page. We ran through them a couple of times. We don't have a lot on here with us right now. We'll jump off. We'll see you next week, and I'll throw all the scores up on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, we'll be back on here Tuesday night for the Pick'em.
Sounds good.
Week 6. All right.
We here at Northwest Georgia Football would like to thank you for watching. Please join us again soon.